Hello friends, welcome back. It's BigDenoPlays, live from the brand new studio. Get excited. I'm excited. It's not really a studio, it's just a big room, but I've got everything in here now. I've got the painting area set up, I've got the gaming area, I've got the display shelves. It's wonderful. I'm very excited about the fact that we're in here in this room. So look, it's been a while since I've put out a video, and that's obviously due to the big move that's happened over the last few weeks. And in that time, I managed to squeeze in a brand new game that I was playing over that period of time. And I'll tell a little story about this game actually, because back 10, 15 years ago, 12 maybe, I used to go to a game store near my house, and I vividly remember about 10 years ago walking in and seeing this box, and I've actually got the box right here, and I'll show it off because it's a beautiful box. I vividly remember seeing this box and thinking, wow, what about that? And I had no idea about the game, and I wasn't really into board games at the time, but I always thought, yeah, I've got to look into that. Never did. And then I saw a copy of this advertised on a board games group that I'm a part of, and I remembered that I'd read a review of a solo version of this game, and I thought that's weird because it's kind of like Magic the Gathering, where it's a PvP sort of game, and the solo version is very highly regarded. So I picked up a copy of the solo version. I picked up that fantastic deal for the core game, and I've been playing a lot of it over the last 2 weeks. I haven't recorded any because I had to pack down the table, so I've just been playing on like the kitchen table. So this will be the first time in the new studio that we get to play some Ashes Reborn Red Rains. I'm pretty excited. So let's go over to the board. It's got a small footprint, as I said, so that's really cool. And it's got a lot of really interesting deck construction that you can do. But the recommended way of playing this solo version of the game is using these pre-constructed decks. So the game comes with a number of pre-constructed decks. There's about 30 actually, it's crazy. The core game came with 6, and then they did heaps of expansion. So I've got most of them now. I've gone ballistic, as always. And that's the recommended way of playing. So the way the game works, you design a deck and you can fight against other people. The solo version, it's recommended to use the pre-constructed decks and face off against the Chimera. You can of course do your own constructed decks if you want, and the Chimera, which is the creature we'll be facing off against, this is the first one, the core one for our first introductory game of this. It actually comes with difficulty levels, and so you can play on standard, level 1, 2, 3, or heroic, level 1, 2, 3. So there is some difficulty levers if you are playing a finely tuned constructed deck. You can do that. So the hero we're going to play today, his name is Rowan Umberend. Look at him, what a legend. He's got 18 health, that's what his little number in the middle means. The battlefield 5 is how many units he's allowed on the board in his battlefield, and his spell board is also 5, which tells you how many ready spells you can have in play in your spell board. Speaking of, so these are our first 5 cards that we get to start with. In this game you actually get to choose your starting cards, which is crazy. And so we've got these as our starting 5 cards. So there's a ready spell which will go into our spell board, there's some allies, and there's also a discardable action spell that we will probably play also. So the currency of the game is these dice. So there's different types of dice in the game. There's actually 7 different types at the moment, like nature magic and divine magic and charm. The 2 that we're using at the moment are ceremonial and time magic. And each dice has one face which is called its power side, and one face which is called its class side, and one face which is called the basic side. The power side counts as everything below, and the class side counts as everything below. So you want to see as many of the power face as you can, because that will give you opportunities to spend it as whatever resource you need. This is the cost of the cards here. So this Crypt Guardian, for example, it costs 1 of those. It also costs 1 of those, and it can be any basic mana that you want, a black or a red. And this symbol here is the action cost, and I'll talk about those in a second. They've got an attack value, a life value, and a recover. So at the end of the turn, they'll recover their health. And that's pretty much it. So I'll show off a few other things. So the Chimera, its behavior is dictated by these cards here, which are called aspect cards. And then it's also got a behavior as well as an ultimate ability, which it will fire off at a certain point in the game that we want to try and make as long as possible away. So we'll shuffle these. If we have a look here, you can see that the next one up, Deno, this is what the Chimera starts with as its starting aspects. And so it will start with a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 2. And those are its starting aspects for this first round. After this point, it will just shuffle and draw from the top. I've left room for more aspects because sometimes you get more and that sucks. All right, so that deck goes there. And we're ready to begin. It's not a complicated game, but the decision-making space is really interesting. And I'll shuffle our draw pile as well, actually. So we'll roll our dice and we'll see what we get. Oh, over here, Dano. So that's a pretty tragically bad roll on the ceremonial dice. We did not get a single dice to use other than basic mana. Fortunately, there is a thing you can do to alleviate poor dice rolls. And that's pretty straightforward, and it's something that you generally do quite frequently, assuming you roll poorly. Great, so we'll shuffle these and then we will get into our first turn. So the creature has 30 health. Our objective is to defeat it. Its objective is to defeat us. If we get down to 0 health, we lose. If we get him to 0 health, we win. So, on our first turn, we can play a main action and then also a side action. You're allowed one of each. Our main action is represented by this circular symbol here, or in this case here, this symbol at the top. So that's a main action to play that. A main action. Some cards will also have side actions, which is this little symbol that you can also play. But in this instance, what we're going to do is we're going to summon a ritualist. So the ritualist requires a dagger. How do we get a dagger, Dano? How do we do it? Well, the way we get a dagger is we use a meditate ability. So meditating is how we change our dice situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to meditate off the top of the deck 3 times. And so we're going to lose 3 of our cards. Oh, that's a great card. That one's not too bad. Oh no, that's 3 of the best cards for us. That's so tragic. Okay, it's all right, Dano. It'll be fine. Great. So what we're going to do then is we're going to change this to a fox head or wolf head, this to a wolf head or deer head. I don't know what it is. It's something. So we're just doing that. We've got 3 deers to play with. So that will count as a dagger. So main action and daggers spent to summon in the ritualist, and then side action was meditating. So when we bring the ritualist in, you may search your draw pile and discard for a ready spell with chant in its title. I was hoping that we would get a chant discarded, so we could just take that. Chant of erosion, chant of hostility. We'll take a chant of erosion. And we will now shuffle our deck. And that is it. That comes into our hand. That's our turn. So let's talk about the Chimera's turn. It's quite simple. It takes one of these dice, which is called a rage dice, and it takes 1d12, and it rolls them. It's very thematic for me to roll a 12 on my first roll. It's just classic Deno. That's the worst possible roll. Very well done. This is called a Red Rains token. When it gets 3 of these, it will trigger its ultimate ability, and then it will escalate into a stronger form of itself. So when you roll a natural 12, you just get one of those. Normally, it takes 5 of these dice to be on that side, for it to turn into one. But no, Deno just rolls a 12 to kick us off. Let's read this here. 12, place one red range token on the Chimera, and then, as its main action, reveal. And so we will reveal a regenerate. So this is an aspect card of the shadow aspect, and this creature is going to have this ability with a few other things that are relevant, which we'll come to later on. But that's the entirety of its turn. And one of the things I really like about the game is how quick the enemy turn is. It's very easy to just get into a flow, roll a dice, do the thing, move on. So I'm going to bring a ready spell onto our board here. Or do I bring the chant? No, we'll bring the ready spell. So we're going to summon a Ruins Dweller. And to do that, we need a time and we need a dagger. No, we don't need either of those. That's when we want to summon one. So this is just, the action is a main action. Next turn, we'll be able to use this spell to summon a Ruin Dweller. And this is called a conjuration. So these are just like creatures that you can repeatedly summon to the board. So ready spells often have lots of different effects, but one of the main ones you'll see is the ability to summon a conjuration to the board to fight for you. Useful and repeatable, because this will stay. Once we use it, we place an exhaustion token on it, but then those are removed at the end of the turn, so we can potentially repeat that over and over. But that's it. We're going to summon our Ruin Dweller spell on the board, and we will now go to this guy, rolling. Oh, that was an 11. I hate being me sometimes. Regular viewers of the channel would know that is not an uncommon event, and I actually think this game is harder for me than it is for other people because of the amount of 12s I rolled. I watched Mike from the One Stop Shop play a whole playthrough of this without rolling a single 12. It's a rare game for me to not roll at least 2 or 3 of them and escalate the shit out of it. So this doesn't get placed over here because it's a basic symbol. This 12 also says reveal, and that is it. So let's have a look at our Dark Descent. When this unit is declared as an attacker, place an exhaustion token on the opposing player's leftmost unit. That is tragic. Okay. So let's play our Crypt Guardian onto the table. He requires that and a basic, which we'll use that. Actually, we'll use this. So those are gone. And we've just brought him onto the table. He's not doing anything else. Okay, that's the end of our turn. The Chimera's turn. A 7. We finally don't roll a 12. Good work, Deno. 7. Target opposing player must lower 2 non-basic dice in their active pool 1 level. Okay. So remember, we can meditate. I'm going to turn 2 of our hourglasses to basics. We can meditate, so we have that option. We have the technology. Okay. And a 7 also with a reveal. So we will reveal into a constrict. When this card comes into play, the opposing player must place 1 exhaustion token on a card they control. We're going to place on Rowan. That will be okay. So now let's play this Knowledge Seeker. Probably should have played her first so I didn't meditate stuff off my deck that I wanted to keep. Knowledge Seeker, main action, and a hourglass and a basic mana. She's got the ability Seek 3, so we look at the top 3 cards of our deck and we can choose to keep them there or place them on the bottom. I'm going to keep both of those on top, and I'm going to keep this one on the bottom. That's good. That makes me feel better. Double discovery next turn, maybe? Okay, that's it. Chimera's turn. Come on, Deno. Roll shit. A 5, come on. Okay, so a 5 says reveal and attack with the revealed aspect. So this is going to be the first attack. Excellent, we have to put another thingy down. We'll put it on our ritualist this time. So it's going to attack. This symbol here tells us which person it attacks on our board. So if it's that side, it's on the right. If it's this side, it's on the left. And this symbol here in the middle means our Phoenix Born. So the right is going to be attacked multiple times. This is an attack 2. So what I'm going to do is my Crypt Guardian, who has a unit guard ability, he may guard a unit that is being attacked. He is going to attack and exhaust himself because he's going to counter 1, 2, 1, 2. So when a unit is unexhausted, it will counter. We have the option to counter, we don't have to. If these aspects counter, they do not become exhausted. If we counter, we do. So, however, when they attack, they are exhausted. So now, this creature only has 2 life left, and we have a Knowledge Seeker with an attack 2 that should be able to take that out. Let's see, shall we? Let's see. Now we've got to get that out. Yep. Okay, cool. So that is his turn. It's our turn. I'm actually going to play this Discovery card. So that costs us a basic mana, and it also requires us to discard a card. So we're going to discard a Chant of Erosion. We attach this conjuration, it's called Red Rains, to our character. And that is a conjuration spell. Sorry, just lost it completely there as I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next. And this guy's whole objective, he's trying to summon a chimera to the table to fight for us. So this guy here, Reborn Chimera, what a legend. So all of his stuff is designed to try and get 3 of these red raindrops in play. And if you get 3 of them in play, then he summons a chimera. So what a legend. That also has an end of round effect, which is pretty potent as well. So, however, that card now gets shuffled back into our deck, meaning my Knowledge Seeker did absolutely nothing, but that's okay. So, it's now the Chimera's turn, and all of the aspects are revealed. So when it's all revealed, what it will do is it will attack with each of its aspects from left to right. So this Regenerate's going to go. It's targeting the rightmost unit. It's going to target our Knowledge Seeker. I want to keep the Knowledge Seeker for next turn, my next turn. And so we're actually going to block with Rowan. So once per round, you can block with your Phoenix Born. So Rowan's going to take that attack 2 to the face. The Regenerate is exhausted. Our turn. The Knowledge Seeker is going to attack this Constrict. It has Defender, and so the Chimera will not attempt to block for it. It's attack 2. We just defeat it. And because of this blood 2, we add 2 wounds to our target Chimera. 2 of 30. Come on, Dano. This is easy mode, so if we don't win this, it'll be very, very, very tragic. I'm normally playing on Heroic 1, sometimes Heroic 2 at the moment, so hopefully that's okay. Okay, so that's it. That was our turn with our main action. Our side action, we are going to hopefully not discard another one of our discoveries. No. And we're going to uptick this to a Hourglass and Hourglass. Dark Descent attacks. Unfortunately, our Phoenix Born takes it to the face. And the Dark Descent has a rule that says when this unit is declared as an attacker, place an exhaustion token on their leftmost unit. If they already had an exhaustion token, they are defeated. So that's okay. So we're now going to spend these two to summon a Ruin Dweller. And this Ruin Dweller is excellent. So let's do it. That's our main action. That exhausts our summon Ruin Dweller. Pretty great. I love little snake buddies. So he's attack 3 life 2. So this constrict is going to attack him with his attack 2, which is going to kill him. But we have attack 3. So we're going to do 3 damage back to him. And then at the end of a round, or when this unit is destroyed as a result of an attack an opponent controls, deal 1 damage to a target Phoenix Spawn. Not exactly what I was hoping. I thought it was... Oh no, that's okay. I remember now. I'm killing it with the red raindrop. So we're going to do 3 damage to that guy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ruin's Dweller is defeated. And now we've reached the end of the round because I have no... we do 1 damage to him when our Ruin's Dweller is defeated. I have no other options. Everyone's exhausted. I have no cards in hand. So we're going to pass, and the creature is also going to pass. So the timing of this prepare phase is, the first thing we do is we recover any damage. This guy's got 1 recovery, so he recovers that. We then remove exhaustion tokens. And then we add red rains. We're going to exhaust that dice too. For every aspect that is still on the board, of which there is 1, 2, 3, you have to add red rains. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. So now, because we've hit the 3 trigger, we're going to remove those 3 and we're going to trigger its ultimate ability. So, discard all cards on their battlefield if you attach alteration spells to their things. Deal 1 damage to all units and Phoenix Spawn the opponent controls. So, bad for us. 1, 1, and you notice that's done before recovery, important distinction. And 1 on Rowan. Remove this card and the top card from the behaviour from the game. We couldn't really do much more than we did. This is kind of a slow build type of deck. So we now replenish the aspect. This one appears here. And we will draw cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That happens at the start of the next turn. And we will also re-roll our dice, but we have a couple of end of round abilities. At the end of the round, or when this unit is destroyed as a result of a spell, you may place 1 exhaustion token on a target unexhausted unit. Dark Descent is exhausted. And our red raindrop says at the end of the round, you may deal 1 damage to a target unit. We'll deal 1 damage to this constrict. So that very quickly eliminated our second turn woes. And it's now the Chimera's turn. So let's roll our dice and see what we're working with. That's better roll, Deno. 3 turtles. Swim, little time turtles. Swim. And 2 ox heads. Yeah, this is a much better roll. If you didn't roll 2 12s, Deno, in your first round, you'd probably be looking okay. That's us. So the Chimera goes first. What does he do? He rolls a 10 and a red rain. So, guess what? He's about to do his ultimate again. Isn't that fun? This triggers, I haven't even looked at my cards. This goes here, and it says, raise 2 basic rage dice 1 level. Boom, boom. And he reveals another Dark Descent. That puts that 3. There's now 3 of them, so we trigger the ultimate again. Deal 2 damage to all units and Phoenix Spawn the Chimera's opponent's control. So we're going to lose both our Crypt Guardian and our Knowledge Seeker. So when we have the Crypt Guardian at the end of a round or when it's destroyed, we can place an exhaustion token on a target unit. Well done, Crypt Guardian. And then this Knowledge Seeker, we're actually going to place face down underneath Rowan's card. So he's got an ability, Conscript. After an ally you control is destroyed, you may place it face down under this card, discarding any other allies, and then we can exhume them and have them come back. Her ability is when she's defeated, we draw a card. So, excavate. Oh, discovery. Yes. Oh, double excavate is pretty good. Rapture. Uh-huh. Alright. Not our best turn of events. Rowan also has to take 2 damage. We've escalated straight through to level 3 on the ultimate and the behaviour. But I think now this regenerate's going to attack us, and that's about it. If we put out our ritualist as our action, spending that, our ritualist will allow us to search our discard pile for a chant. We'll bring the chant of erosion back into hand. And that's it for the ritualist. We're not going to do a side action. So this regenerate's going to attack. Boom, it's going to attack the rightmost unit, which is the ritualist. Bang, the ritualist is going to die, but we're going to counter on the way back. So it's only got 1 life. So the ritualist will kill it with the attack 1. However, this has the regenerate. We re-roll a basic rage die. And if this rolls a basic, this guy comes back. He does come back. So he comes back, but we put another exhaustion token on him. No, it just has 1. Alright, so now, fortunately, the Chimera is not going to do anything to us. It's going to do not much now. All of its cards are done. So we now get to play in the Sprinkler. And this is the fun time. So let's play a Discovery at the cost of a basic mana. And we'll discard this Chant of Erosion. That's going to put another red raindrop down. Boom. That gets shuffled back into our deck. Okay, Rowan is then going to spend a basic mana. He's going to spend this one. And he's going to bring back, using his Exhume ability, place an ally that is underneath this card onto your battlefield. Bang. So the Knowledge Seeker lets us look at the top 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. That is perfect. We'll put those 2 on the bottom and that on the top. Bang. She then dies. We'll place her underneath him again. And when she's destroyed, you may draw 1 card. Hey-oh! It's happening! Chimera! We will play another Excavate. Another Discovery, I should say. We're going to attach the 3rd red raindrop. Reborn Chimera. This gets shuffled back into our deck. We do have to discard a card. And we will discard this chant of... No, let's deal this Rapture. Okay. So Rowan exhausted himself to exhume her. So we will summon a Ruin Dweller. That costs us a dagger and an hourglass. The Ruin Dweller comes in. It's unexhausted and it can attack whomever it wants. We'll attack this Dark Descent. Now this is the first time I've attacked. On occasion, the Chimera will step in front of the attack and block it. So if you roll this guard roll, you roll a 9 or more, the Chimera takes the damage directly. We of course roll a 9, so the Chimera takes 3. 1, 2, that's so bad. That is so bad, Deno. Ugh, why are you doing this, Deno? Alright, we will excavate. It costs us a time. What did I need to bring that guy in? Yeah. I should have used this instead of a turtle before. So I'll do that. We're going to use the turtle and a basic mana to excavate. We're going to discard 3 cards off the top of your draw pile. If you do, place 1 of them into your hand and deal 3 damage to a target unit. 1, 2, 3. We'll bring the Chant of Erosion into our hand. And we deal 3 damage. We'll just destroy this Dark Descent. 1, 2 blood. And that is completed. We can cast Excavate again. No, we'll keep Excavate in the hand because I'm okay with these guys because we're about to kill them anyway. We'll use Chant of Erosion. It costs us a dagger and it's actually a side action. After an ally you control is destroyed, place a status token on this spell and then you can cast an erosion spell which is attached to them and it actually gives them negatives to their stats as well as deal 1 damage to them. So pretty good. Can't do anything else. We'll keep our turtle in play for this turn. At the end of the round, we're going to recover. There's no recovery. We'll remove exhaustion tokens. We'll add 2 red rains because there's 2 aspects remaining on the battlefield. It's now our turn next, and we now trigger our end of round abilities. The first one we have is Blight 1. Deal 1 damage to the opponent's Phoenix Spawn. 3, 1, 2, 3. We replenish aspects first. We're going to kill this Dark Descent with 1, 2, 3. That does another 2 blood. We're at 11 of 31. It's going to escalate very quickly now. We're going to ramp up. This is the easiest difficulty, by the way. Ramp it up. And at the end of the round, if you have 3 red raindrops, you bring in the Chimera. It's got some crazy, crazy rules. That's it. Let's re-roll our dice. And let's draw 1, 2, good. 3, there we go. Crypt Guardian, that's what we needed. Oh, 3 of those dice. Get in. That was a basic. The decision space in this game, it's never big swings. You're not going for big swings. What you're looking for is incremental, slow growing, piece here, piece there. And eventually if you're able to win that to and fro battle, you get into a position where you then get to take big swings. Because at any time you can actually attack an aspect card with one of your creatures, or you can attack the Chimera directly and everyone on the board can attack it. If there is a person with Defender, it will defend the attack against the Chimera, one of your attacks, but you can just pump straight damage. Like right now I can do 8 damage directly to the Corpse of Viros' face by exhausting all 3 of these, but it's usually not something you want to go for straight away. We're now first, it's our turn again. We have a spellboard and battlefield of 5. So let's do a Crypt Guardian straight off the bat with one of those, and a basic. And he can protect people. Excellent. As a side action, we will not do anything. Chimera. We don't want to see a 12. Hey! This is why this game's hard for me. It sucks. Alright, so place 1 red range token on the Chimera. Reveal. Boom. Excellent. So we reveal the next aspect card, but we also do everything here. It's another regenerate. Discard all cards, add a face down aspect card to each of the Chimera's current battlefields. Well, that's okay. Could have been worse. Doesn't do any damage to us. Okay. So let's summon another Ruin Dweller. That costs us a dagger and an hourglass. We have another Ruins Dweller. That's our 5 creatures on the board on our battlefield. That was our main action. A side action, we're going to bring in a Chant of Erosion, so we have 2 Chants of Erosion in play. And that's it. Chimera. A 3. Attack, if able. So this regenerate will attack. It's going to attack the leftmost unit. We can step in front of that with our Crypt Guardian if we want to. We will. Yep, the Crypt Guardian will step in front. So he's going to exhaust. He's got unit guard. He's 2 attacks, so he'll defeat that and he'll suffer 2 wounds to the face. However, that creature can potentially regenerate if we roll a basic side. We do not. So he is defeated and that generates us 1 blood. Inefficient use of our Crypt Guardian, however, we'll take it. We will excavate. No, that's a waste. This Ritualist is going to attack here. So first of all, does the Chimera guard? It does not. Second of all, does this guy actually die? He does. So that gets us 1 blood. Well done, little Ritualist. But we are dying on the counterattack, and that will fuel our Chant of Erosion with a status token. And we can now use both of those to put out eroding cards on these aspects, which deals -1 attack and -1 damage. 1 damage at the end of the round. It's looking alright, friends. We got it, unless we roll some more 12s. Raise 3 basic rage dice, 1 level. There's 1. There's 2, 3. And we reveal. We have revealed Glare. The opposing player cannot play action or reaction spells. Well, that sucks. Our Reborn Chimera is going to attack that Glare. It is attack 4. Does the Chimera block for that guy? He rolls a 12 and he blocks, so that's fine. The Chimera, my Reborn Chimera does 4 damage, so we're at 17 of 30. He's exhausted, and that's it. Chimera, a 9. The 9 says deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target leftmost unit. That is our Ruins Dweller, and reveal. And we have a Dark Descent. That 1 blood, 2 blood. When this unit is declared as an attacker, okay. Our main action, do we want to erode that Glare? And make it only do 1 damage, and then erode that Dark Descent? Yeah. Our main action will be to put an erosion spell here. Pretty cool. -1 attack. At the end of the round, it's going to do some damage. It's now his turn. He's going to attack. It's going to attack our Phoenix Spawn. This Ruins Dweller can jump in front now, and so I think I will. It's only going to do 1 damage thanks to our Glare, and we will kill it in return, and we do not have to try and avoid a Chimera roll then. That's it. Our next action, we're going to spend this Chant of Erosion on the Dark Descent. And we will again block with this Ruins Dweller. Bang. Unfortunately, that Ruins Dweller is defeated, but that will trigger a wound on the opposing Phoenix Spawn, as well as 2 blood damage there. So 1, 2 blood plus 1 from the end of the round. And we've finally cleared the board. Well done. Excavate doesn't help us. Knowledge Seeker does. So we'll place the Knowledge Seeker out. 1 Hourglass and a basic. She lets us look at the top 3 cards of our deck. 1, 2, 3. We'll keep that on top. Keep both of those on top and put that one on the bottom. We don't need to discover anymore. And that's it. So end of the round triggers. We lose our exhaustion. We recover 1 damage on the Crypt Guardian. We replenish these aspects. 1, 2, 3, 4. And at this point, we have attack 2, 5, 7, 11. and all we need to do is attack the Chimera. So he gets 1 turn, and assuming this doesn't have Defender, 3, attack if able, reveal, Storm Call. So we put out 2 little tokens on this, and that would do bad stuff to us. However, we're going to charge everything straight at the Corpse of Viros. We're going to do 11 damage to his face, and we're going to defeat the Corpse of Viros with Rowan Umberend. Yes. So what I really am engaged with is the fact that it isn't a killer combo takes control, and it's like impossible. You're just trying to get that combo in play. You have to reassess the board state every turn, because sometimes things change. What your priority is. Normally your priority is clear these, but sometimes one will come out, you're like, I have to kill that now because it'll trigger an ability next turn, which is very bad. Or, sometimes, well, there's no point killing this, I'm better off putting my attacks there. The game state changes every turn, and so every turn you have to reevaluate your decision about what you think you're going to do, because you only get to do a main action and a side action. And then you also have to pre-plan when you need to change your dice. You can meditate for the current turn you're on, because you can do the side action before the main action. But if you don't, if you want to do another side action, this deck doesn't have a lot of side actions, but some, they have an overwhelming number of side actions. You're like, I want to do this, I want to do this. So having to pre-plan everything and be really considered in your approach. That's the easiest difficulty of the Corpse of Viros. We still got 8 damage on Rowan. Early on, you do tend to take a bit of damage to try and set yourself up, set your board up. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm excited to play some more. We're definitely going to play some more Dragon Eclipse. I've just got to paint more models. We ran out of models because we had so much painting left to do. But we'll do the painting on stream as well. And yeah, we've got some exciting times ahead in the new studio. Once we get all set up, we'll look at ways we can improve the camera angles, improve the lighting, and and make this stream really top notch. So hope you'll join me on that ride. Hope you're looking forward to seeing more Ashes, because I'll be playing more Ashes. But yeah, that's it, and I'll catch you all live in the Big Deno studio, the brand new studio. You can see my games in the background. We've got all sorts. There's a trove chest and Uprising, some Tricerion, all sorts of cool stuff. All right, Big Deno out.